So much to this table. Very ready. Greetings, peace sovereigns. If you are in the space, I felt like jazz today. All right, I'm gonna wait for you all to come in. Peace and greetings, sovereigns. So today was evening. Good evening. Shaking and baking. Well, we ain't baking today, but yes, definitely shaking. We jumped into some jazz today because I'm feeling jazz. I'm gonna let it play for a couple more. I don't know if anybody recognizes the tune. Let me know. Greetings, Chief Yuya, peace and welcome. Thank you for always being in our space and just sharing space with us. Greetings, Brother Antonio. Thank you for always jumping on and just sharing. All right, and sharing space. Regular sovereigns in the space. All right, we're gonna start in a couple. I'll just probably wait for a couple more people to join us. This evening, I thought it would be great to bust open a coconut or two and use coconut as a base for shakes, right? As most of you know, I've been literally working through a fast, right? A liquid fast, and it has been grand. It has been great. I love it. I feel good. I feel energized. I just can't lift weights. I can't lift weights, and that's just because I'm not adding too many other things, and I'm not accustomed to actually working out during, like a liquid fast. Can you all hear me? Let me know, please. Oh, somebody said jazz hands. Yes. Greetings, Cruz Perez. Blessed love and happy Sunday to you too. Greetings, all the sovereigns walking in, jazz handsing into the space, sliding in. I don't know if you could electric slide to jazz. I don't think so. But you can try, I mean, why not be innovative? But yeah. Oh, loud and clear. Excellent. All right, so we're going to close off on music and just shift into, that was good. So we're going to shift into our shakes, and we're going to be busting open some coconuts today and just looking at creating shakes from scratch, right? And coconut milk from scratch as well. And the thing about it is, if it's difficult for you to find coconuts, there are many different markets. H Mart is one that you may be able to find coconuts such as this one. Let me know if my screen kind of freezes up. Just let me know. I have been having a little bit of an issue with my my iPad and the screen. So just let me know. Just shifting back and forth to make sure it's all good. Can you all see me? I can't see anyone. I'm stuck. So I'm going to try something different and see what happens now. Let me see if this is better, because I think I froze. What I'm seeing. I don't see anyone in the chats. So I'm just waiting. Teeter-tottering, waiting. Pretty soon I'm sure it will shift. I don't know. Oh, my screen froze. Can you all see me? I can't see anything. That's what's interesting. I can't see anything. I can see the screen, but it's all frozen. So forgive me. I'll try to keep going. But just in the chat, well, I can't see the chat, so I can't tell you anything. But I'll just keep recording because again, I can't see anything at all. I can't even see what's on the screen, unfortunately. So if you can see me and you can hear me, I'm going to continue, right? So if you can't find dried coconuts where you are, H Mart, I was saying before, is a great space. Some of the Caribbean markets are really a great spot if you live in a neighborhood where the demographics include a large population of people who are from the Caribbean or so, you're going to find dried coconuts, right? But there are some stores that do not, many don't carry them. Some grocery stores do, but again, it depends on the neighborhood, and that obviously influences the variety of fruits and so on that are available, right? But that's a dried coconut. It's very hard to find fresh coconut, but when you do find, when I say fresh, what's considered young coconut, most times you find the Thai coconut. And yeah, I know there's a lot of bleaching and other things, other conversations around the different, just around the different ways to preserve the young coconut so that it can travel. And I'll show you a few of them so this way you have an idea. Okay, so now I can see, so I'll keep going. I won't stop anything. But there's there are all different types of conversation around the different ways to preserve these. These are the Thai coconut. I don't know if you can see me. If you can, let me know. So now I have 3 screens and I'm multitasking, so that's okay. So this is the young coconut. Typically the water is fresh and you could drink it, but it does not taste very much like it doesn't have the same taste as a fresh Caribbean coconut, right? One with the greens, and this one obviously comes from the coconuts with the green skin. It's just that it has been removed, chopped off, and they put it in a plastic wrap or whatever to preserve it. So this is one, and you can use this without making the milk. It does add a creamy texture to it. Make sure when you choose it, you're selecting one that has water in it. I never buy the little tiny ones. I always look for big ones because, and the more you hear, when you hear water, but it doesn't seem to be moving around a lot, it means that it's full. There's a lot of water in here. All right. So this coconut typically shifts to one like this, one that looks like this one. This is a hard coconut as well, but you'll notice that the skin is not as brown. That's just because it has not been dried for long. And when you bust it open, you're going to find that the meat in it is much firmer and more mature than the young coconut. And you won't typically eat it straight. The young coconut, you can eat it straight, right? But this one, you won't. You can make a milk with it, but the milk is very different. And again, when you're selecting, you want to make sure you listen for that water sloshing around inside. Always just turn it over and make sure there aren't spots of mold, green mold or anything growing on it. Because if you see mold on it, I put it back immediately. I don't use it. But you could always take it home and scrub it off, or if it grows mold wherever it's sitting in your space because it's too humid, you can always scrub that off, right? Soak it a little bit in vinegar, scrub that off, scrub, and I'll show you how to bust it open. The really mature coconut, the really mature one looks like this. I'm gonna put it in the screen. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'm moving, with 3 screens, so forgive me. I'm recording in front of me and I'm looking at the let me try to see if I can get into the screen. So this is typically what the very mature coconut looks like. don't blend it with the brown piece, right? So I'll hold it up so you can see. Don't blend it with that brown piece. It will actually cause you to have stomach cramps, right? Because it's so hard to digest. Even if you're cooking it, because there are other ways to use this coconut milk. And we'll talk a little bit about that maybe later on. Um, if I choose to do some, some cooked foods, but with this hard one, you want to peel away um, all of that dark section at the back, the brown spot, because it doesn't cook down very well, or it doesn't, sorry, digest very well, and it can leave you uncomfortable. So I'm gonna jump into the chat and greet everyone. I see a couple more people joining us. Top tier speakers, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sham the Joy, peace, come on in, come on in. And let me see if anyone else joined. Uh, no, but welcome. Thank you all for being in the space. Greetings, Naya. I see you. Thank you for joining us. Brother Antonio says, I've bent many a spoon on those dry coconuts. Yes, well, there's a trick to it. You don't have to bend the spoon. There's a trick to it. And I so wish I could show you all, but I feel like I don't I'm gonna try. It's gonna be tricky because I can't see myself on screen. So I really don't know what's going on unless I look at the other camera. So, just forgive me because it's kind of doing several things. So I started peeling off, right? I started peeling off this more mature coconut piece so that you could see. I butchered it. However, I removed the brown piece. All right. So I removed that brown back piece so that way it doesn't give my stomach It doesn't give my stomach problems. All right. You can use the knife. Yes, Sister Shamanika, you're saying you could use the knife. You can use the knife, but I'll tell you the trick is not to use a knife with a pointed edge if you're going to scoop it or pull it away. Sometimes it seems as if it's the sharper edge or the pointier edge works best, but a butter knife is actually the better one because if you slip, you won't pierce yourself. But for some reason, the butter knife is wider, and once you dig in and you get in there, it makes it easy for you to almost use it as a crowbar and pull the flesh away from the hard shell. So if you're buying any of these from the store, the hard one, all right, I'll show you. And I'm a couple seconds behind, so forgive me. If you're purchasing this hard dark one, the easiest, I'll show you how to break it. Now you break it the same way that you would break this one, which is again mature, but not as mature as the dark brown shell. You need a machete, this style of knife. It has to be hard. Now this looks like it was forged in the Caribbean. Oh no, actually it says Tramontina, Brazil. So this was forged in Brazil. Yeah. Okay. I guess there's some history behind that, huh? So this was forged in Brazil, hard, right? Firm. It's not gonna break. And I have used this for a lot of years. So typically when you break, I'm gonna try to, let me see. I have to gauge where my hand is. This is an interesting thing. So when you break, make sure to knock the knife or the back of the blade. I'm not using the blade, I'm using the back part, right? Exactly where the handle is actually, there's a rivet here. So the handle's riveted to the blade, the metal blade, and I'm gonna keep knocking. Oh my goodness. Lotus Scholar says Brazil. All right, I see those flags. So I see those flags. Welcome and greetings. Welcome into the space. So yeah, you're using the back part, not the blade, right? Not that sharp edge of the blade, but the back part. And when you hit, typically hit forcefully, but also try to keep to hit in the same place and keep going around. So I'm turning the coconut while I'm hitting. There's a reason I'm turning it, because I want the pressure consistently, right? I want to hit consistently around in the same place. All right. Can you all see? Let me know. If you can't see, let me know, right? So I'm going to start. And I have a bowl in front of me, so all of the water inside will collect. I don't use the mature water at all, because it's been sitting there, and it sometimes it can spoil, but I'm pretty sure this one isn't spoiled. But I don't use it. I will throw it away. All right, so you throw it away too. So I'm gonna keep it going. It's already cracking. This is always good to do outside, because sometimes this stuff just flies everywhere. But some people, like I grew up in the Caribbean, taking it and just knocking it against a stone. A hammer works well for me too. So maybe I should have used the hammer, but because I have to cut the young coconut, this is always the best thing for that. So I'm gonna keep going. Now, as you hit it, you're going to hear the song change. When you hear the song change, you know that there's a crack and the pressure inside of the coconut is releasing. The song sounds different. There's a difference in sound. I don't know if you can hear it. Now, I hear this one fizzing, so let's see. I don't know if you could still see. All right. I'm turning as I'm hitting. All right. All right, and there we go. Done. All right, it's complete. It's done. So, and you notice that I guess it's the crack, right? Or the opening is kind of, yeah, it's kind of even all around. That's because I kept hitting it in the same spot. So you'll typically take this and you'll continue to bang all of the different corners, right? Different corners around the back part of the shell, and it will typically break up into pieces like these. All right. Let me know if you can see me. It'll break up. And so what you'll do is you'll use that butter knife and you'll pry the meat away from the shell. Now you could pay someone to do it, because sometimes in stores that you purchase it, they'll do it for you. But my question is always, where your knife been, right? Or are you just taking it and slamming it on? Are you taking it and slamming it on the ground? All right, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can check the conversation in the chat. Let me see what's going on. Oh, you're laughing. What's happening? There's a whole conversation going on here. I'm not even privy to it. So let's see. Antonia says it looks like a pirate's dagger. So it's a machete. I say knife, but it's a machete. And I think the other name for it is we call it cutlass. The only thing is a cutlass home is much longer. It's like some of them are 3 times the size, but some are double the size. And you use it for cutting grass and so on, but also cutting coconuts. All right. Let me see. Brother Antonio says easy killer. Oh my goodness. I'm glad you're teaching this, because I tried to open one with a drill. A drill! Oh my goodness. No, stop it. Stop it now. Stop it now. A drill is not going to help you. Tell us, put it in the chat. Please tell us, Brother Low, how did that work out for you? How did you, I mean, please, you got to explain that. You have to tell me how it worked out, because I don't know. It doesn't sound like it was a good ending. You probably did not end up with it getting open. I don't know, being opened. Tell me. Oh my goodness. Yes, use a hammer. Yes, a hammer works very well. Again, just remember, don't um, put pressure all over the coconut, top, bottom. Just keep turning it and hitting it in the same line, right? Around the circumference, but make sure it's around the same spot so that way you keep putting pressure in the same place. That's what cracks the shell. All right, so that's one. Do you all want me to show you anything else? Is there a step I missed? Because I want to get to making the shake, but I really wanted to show you all how to bust it open and make the milk yourself. Um, uh, cutlass is longer. Yes, definitely. A cutlass is longer. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Growing up in Grenada, if you hear somebody get a planasse, you know they got licks with one of these. But anyway, that's like an old term, but or the longer one, the cutlass, right? But yeah, this is my first time seeing this short size was here, right? Brother Lo said it exploded and we didn't get no water. Luckily, we was in the garage. Brother Lo, which coconut were you opening? Were you trying to open the harder one with the shell, or was it the younger one? Was it the younger coconut? And I asked because, you know, yeah, the younger one, I can see how it would just kind of explode and fall apart, right? But I don't know. Tell me, tell me. So we're gonna move on to, I want to make it, but before I make the milk, I want to open up the young coconut. So what you're seeing here is the white fiber, all right? White fiber all around it. Now, technique again, it's this time I'm using the blade. Now, forgive me because I have to hold it up and I can't see myself. I have to look down. So forgive me if it's too low, just let me know in the chat and I will try to I'll try to adjust. Um yes. Brother Lo says the cutlass is a cool sword to have as well. You know, it's interesting. It's funny. I've never thought of the cutlass as a sword. I kid you not, because to me they're just like, that's a cutlass, but that's wow. Didn't That's a connection. I don't know where I was thinking, but you know, I guess I was thinking they're so separate. But back to the coconut. So I'm gonna cut around. All right, I'm using the blade. I'm gonna turn my body so you can see, because if not, you might just see me moving forward. So I want to turn myself. Can you see me? Let me know. All right. So I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. I'm putting pressure on the blade in the same place, but I'm trying to, how should I say, I'm trying to create almost like three incisions, right? I'm trying to make 3 cuts, right? Because that's gonna cut off the top, right? It's gonna cut off the top. Can you all see me now? Let me know. I'm out of focus. Am I in focus? Out? Better? All right. So I think I'm better. Coconut in hand. Okay. Let me get it done. Notice I'm turning as I work with it. I'm turning because I want to, again, evenly distribute so that it pops, it cuts off. And it may not cut off all the way. I've seen some people with really sharp blades just do, whoop, it's gone. But I can't do that. So I could hear it. Normally I'm done this already, right? But for the sake of the audience, all right, I hear it cracking already. All right, I just one let me see. All right. Okay. So sometimes if it cracks at the top, if you could, I hope you could see it. If it cracks at the top, you could take the edge of the blade and stick it underneath and kind of open up the shell. so that way you can cut off the meat on top and pour out your water. But if it's not working, then you have to keep cutting. But be cautious, because you don't want it to cut and then you cut off the top and then the coconut water spills out, because you want the coconut water for your milkshake, the coconut water from the young coconut. All right, it's done. You probably see coconut pieces flying all over the place. So now you can't see this part, but I'll just hold it up. So now I've pulled off, all I did was cut away the shell, and the shell is not as tough as the hard one, but it's still a shell. It's still a shell. All right. I'll show you this way too. And excuse all the coconut. There's coconut everywhere, y'all. Okay. So I'll show you. Let me see if I can move this and show you what that looks like. So all I did was cut off the top. And then I'm going to take the knife and cut off this. This is soft. See how it's pushing down and there's water in there. Can you all see it? I don't know if you can. Let me know. All right. It's probably better now. Remove all the stuff I have here, so you can probably see it better. Don't know. Can't see. Let me know in the chat. Good. All right. So I'm going to again cut off the meat from the top using a knife. Just go in. Let me put it back. And then I'm just gonna go in, use my knife and cut off the top like this. And you can probably see the coconut water in there and the fresh, soft jelly. All right. Just give me a second. All right. You can see the fresh, soft jelly. You want to take, if there are brown pieces on the back of the young coconuts, you want to take it off as well, because again, it will cause cramps, right? Especially if you're not cooking it down. So I'm just gonna drop this piece into one of my bowls or containers. I'm gonna pour out my water into a measuring cup. This one yielded, wow, this is more than 2 cups. This is, let me show you all. I don't know if you can see it. It's overflowing and I still haven't poured out all. So this is over 2 cups of fresh coconut water. Yeah. And I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it in my shake. So I'm gonna put it in the blender. All right, so I just poured all that coconut water in there. You don't have to use it. You can use regular water. And then you can drink this one. All right, and that way you can kind of taste if you like it, if you don't. This is typically sweet. I don't need to taste it for you all. It's typically sweet, and but not super sweet. Okay, and it depends on, sometimes it depends on how old that young coconut is. All right, excuse me, I have I'm moving things around a little bit. So that's it. Now I'm gonna blend. All right, but before I do, all right, one more piece. All right, so that's 2 cups. One more piece. Now I want the meat inside. I need to cut open. So if I'm gonna cut it open, typically I'll cut here wherever I see weaker parts on the coconut. All right, so you try to be careful. I'm not endorsing anyone going wielding machetes to open coconuts. Okay, but try, if you want to try a hand at it, so you know that way you can do your own thing. Why not? And it doesn't take this long. It's because I'm stopping. I don't know if you can see. All right. All right. And so you probably could see it open now. That's it. This is soft, and I can actually scoop it out and eat it. Scoop it out and make a raw dish with it. We'll talk about that later on. There's just so many things you could do with this in a raw dish. But now I'm gonna just open it up and use it to make my pink drink. So today's pink drink will include, excuse the table with all the wet spots, but today's pink drink, I don't know if you can see everything. Today's pink drink includes some, I'm going to use some strawberries. All right, so let me swap out the mangoes. Strawberry. It's so good. It smells so good. It smells so fresh. Really good. So top here speaker says, whoa, that young coconut had a lot of juice in it. Yes. Because she says, I've smashed way too many fingers. Yeah, don't smash the fingers. Just keep focused. You know, you can't do that and something else at the same time. Especially if you're using, I think it's most efficient if you're using the machete, especially the short one, not a cutlass, not that big old long one. So now I'm taking a spoon and just scooping out the insides. It's interesting because at the bottom, the jelly is much softer, right? You could probably see it. I just put it inside the coconut. I'm not sure if you can see it. The jelly is much softer. It's kind of pink, but that's good. And at the top, you'll find the jelly is harder. At the top of the it's much harder and it's thicker. All right, so that hard, thick coconut meat makes really creamy dishes, right? Really creamy. So I'm not going to use the whole one. I'm just going to use half because I don't want too much. This is the best way to actually use it, rather than adding coconut oil to whatever it is that you're going to make, because that way you get everything, you get the whole food. All right, so I'm just picking off the brown spots. Let me jump into the chat. Picking off the brown spots and adding it to my blender along with the coconut water that I got, the 2 cups of coconut water that I got from the young coconut. I'm gonna swipe this piece because it's thick and nice. Again, sometimes the young coconut, you'll find that the water has a pink tint to it. Sometimes you also find that the jelly has a pink tint to it. It's not bad. There's nothing really wrong with it. You can still use it. All right, it can be used. It can be used. It's not bad at all. And I'm not sure why it turns like that, but I grew up seeing it that way. Any questions for me? Brother Antonio says that damn near lost a finger when I was 9 and hard-headed. The last thing I was told was, don't touch the cutlass. Yep. Please don't touch it if you don't know what you're doing. You know, if you don't know what you're doing, start off with a mud ball or something to get it right. And don't, no matter what you do not use a drill. Okay? Do not use a drill. I mean, I would not have thought of that. That was funny. All right. So let's get this juice going. Let's get this drink going. I won't add anything first. I'm just gonna make the milk so you could see. I'm trying to work fast to remove all of the brown pieces. I'm not gonna wash it off. And of course, I'm using my bare hands. All right, so here you go. I don't know if you can see it, but this is just a big piece of jelly. I'm gonna just throw this into my blender along with the coconut water. I don't know if you saw it, but I tried to show it. I tried to show it so you could see. This is just a piece of brown. All right. There were so many pieces of coconut. So now I'm gonna blend. Can you all see me? Let me know if you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Now I'm gonna blend. So all I have in here is coconut water and coconut, fresh coconut meat. Now, the milk from the young coconut is not as thick and creamy, and you're gonna see it. When I pour it out, you're gonna see how, like it's the texture and so on is different. It's different. All right, I'm gonna hold it up so you can probably see. Don't know if you can see, just let me know. Boom. All right. So I'm going to, oh. So at this point, you might see it getting frothy, but you're also going to see fat solids, a fatty piece of it, because coconut oil is fatty, right? Of course, the younger coconut has less fat, and the more mature coconuts have way more fat, and you most times you will see it though when you cook it, because the heat begins to pull and separate the coconut fat from the coconut milk itself. A matter of fact, for those of you who are born and reared or live in the Caribbean and you're watching this in the chat, that's a typical way of actually making coconut oil, but it's refined and you can smell it because it takes a lot of boiling and cooking down that coconut so that it's separate. The heating process separates the fat from all of the other parts of the coconut, and then you're left with the oil on the top. And elders used to practice this a very long time ago. That's the coconut oil I grew up on, in food, but also on my skin. It was clearly very strong though, but that's again because of the heating process and how it changes the smell, and of course the chemical bonds of the oil and so on. So it's really, I think it's I have not seen or used coconut oil from Grenada for a long time, because there are all these newer, fresher versions of coconut oil, right? I think cold press is my favorite because I can get the coconutty taste, but the cold press means that it isn't heated at all. So there isn't that yellow tint, right? Coconut oil that's refined sometimes has that yellow tint. And if it's done using the traditional process of that boiling, you do see it has like an amber look to it sometimes, right? And it goes rancid very quickly, So right, pour it out a little bit so you can see it. Trying to move faster. You're going to see pieces in here. The pieces that you see are actually chunks of let me see, chunks of coconut fat. I'm just moving it so you can actually see what that looks like. I'm going to wait. I don't have 20 seconds. All right. So you see it nice and white. Okay. And I'll hold it up so you can see. All right. So I'm going to add it back. And typically in my shake, I add all sorts of things, right? I like to add bee pollen, but I'm going to add my bee pollen to my green drink that I'm going to make after this. I'm not adding sweeteners, but you feel free if you want to throw a date in here or two. Great. A piece of banana. I actually took my bananas down because it's like I had a small piece and I just broke it in half. You can put a small piece of banana in here, and make sure that the strawberries you're using are very ripe, right? You want to make sure you use ripe strawberries so that way the sweetness You don't have to add dates for sweetness. So I'm going to pour all of these in here. I used I think this is one of the pint boxes. I think it's a pint in there. So I'm using that. And I have some tea, right? So this is a hibiscus blend with some cinnamon and clove and other things. And it is the second boil, right? So I took some hibiscus, sorrel, sorry, not hibiscus, but that's the name. I took some sorrel, boiled it, at least someone else did, and this is the second boil. On the second boil, I added spices and so on, and so I'm going to use this and just add it because I like to use infusions in my shakes. I'm gonna also add some dragon fruit. I had some dragon fruit powder, so I soaked it in water so that way it can reconstitute. And I like it because of its vibrant pink color. All right, but again, vitamin C, antioxidants, the whole nine, everything. That's it, and I'm ready to go. So I'm just gonna give you take a little look at the blender. You can see the pink, the strawberry, everything, all of that good stuff going on in there. Let's let all right. So it is not very thick. At this point, if you want to add other things to thicken it, you can. Sea moss is sea moss, gel if you like. I kind of typically just soak the sea moss and just take the swollen, reconstituted, moist, waterlogged pieces and just take a couple strands and throw them in. But you could actually put a sea moss gel in here to thicken it if you want to, but I don't want to. I kind of like the fact that because we had so much coconut water in here, I like the fact that I did not have to add any distilled water in this at all. So this is pure, unsweetened. It has a milky texture to it. It almost wants to look like milkshake. I made it smooth. It isn't thick and chunky. And it has a nice soft pink color. It isn't as I don't know if you can see it. Let me know if you can see it. I kind of shifted things around so you could see what's in here, what's going on. I have a bunch of bowls and so on. Can you all see it? It looks refreshing. Someone said it looks refreshing. It is refreshing. I'm going to taste it. Unfortunately, I don't have a small taster, so I'm going to taste from the glass after I make the second one. All right. So for a second combination is can you all see that this has a whole wet spot? All right, it'll be fine. So for the second drink, all right, I'm going to pour what I have. I'm going to pour it out. And for the second drink, I am making what I like to call like a green machine. So this, for a lot of years, this used to be the very first thing that I started my day off with, right? I started off with a green drink. And it was, I didn't add spinach. No, you can add spinach, but I don't want spinach today. I know I said we'll do the green drink with spinach, but ultimately I have to drink. I'm drinking this. I do not want spinach today, but this drink, you can add spinach to it. Let me know if I'm moving too fast. All right. Let me know if I'm moving too fast. Looks good. Sorrel, you like the sorrel? Nice addition. Yes. Thank you. You can add if you have hibiscus tea, if you have rose and rose buds, I have rose buds and I like to add them to teas and shakes sometimes. You can do that, right? That's something that you could definitely add. You could add a piece of fresh burdock if you like. Strawberries also go very well with like a banana and orange. If you like a tutti fruity mix, it's not always good to mix bananas with oranges, but sometimes if you're looking for that flavor and you have youth and you want to, make sure that they're drinking, they'll drink that. That's for sure. They'll drink that, definitely. All right. So I'm going to mix my milk, make a milk using a coconut milk using the more mature coconut. I'm gonna wash out my blender just a little. Boom, done. I am adding a couple pieces. I don't want to make too much. I'm not gonna make too much. There we go. Boom. Who's following me? I want to make sure y'all can see me and hear me. What else would you add to your pink drink? What else do you like when it comes to mixes and blends? And you could include nutrient dense stuff too. There's a powdered blend that I really like called Red Stuff. So sometimes I would use that in there, but again, you can actually use your own berries and make that type of blend yourself. Okay. Can you all see me? If you can, let me know. I have to keep asking because I'm moving back and forth. Now I'm gonna make the milk first, and then I'm gonna add the other pieces. I think I said that more than once. Milk. I'm adding water. Always add just enough water. Do not cover the coconut. Right? Whatever, it doesn't matter how many pieces of coconut you have. You could have a pound of coconut. Make sure that when you add the water, you add, for now, when you begin blending, add about half, right? So once you put the coconut in the blender, make sure it's half. Make sure the water does not cover the coconut at all. All right, I'm ready to blend. Y'all ready to blend? Because I'm ready. I'm ready. I am ready. So you can probably see it. All right. Let me jump into the chat. Okay, so a couple people said ginger. Yes, ginger would be nice with this strawberry and ginger. And I actually thought of putting ginger, but I was like, nah, let's keep it as it is. But ginger would be an excellent add. Turmeric would be excellent too. Raspberries will be good. Raspberries can be a bit sour sometimes, so watch out. Watch out. And so can strawberries, if you don't get really ripe ones. So I have completely blended. You can see how much it's very white. So I'm going to pour this one out too so you can see it. This one to me feels like it's whiter, it's creamier, and you don't see the fat just yet because of the fact that it's the more mature one. You'll probably see the fat more if I blended it for longer and it started to heat up. Okay, but I want to preserve the enzyme, so I'm not going to heat it up. All right, so I'm going to put it side by side so you can see. Let me know if you can see. I have the pink shake. This is my pink dragon, and now you can see the creamy whiteness. I'm going to strain this, right? And I'm going to strain it because my older coconut, it's much more fibrous, so I have to strain what I have. And when I strain it, you know, it isn't, it doesn't, leave back too many, because I kind of blended it till it's smooth. Well, not that smooth, but there's fiber there, right? And I'll just put the fiber in a little bowl so you can see what's left back after straining. This is what's left back after straining, and I can smell how strong the coconut is in this, right? And I'm going to show you the milk because I strained it. Is pretty smooth. Pretty smooth. And hold on. I want to make it easy for you to see without all of the so pour it. It's like milk. All right, it is like milk. So now I'm back and I can see. If I hear one more thing about them olives, boy, oh boy, oh boy, I'm coming for y'all. I'm gonna make a shake with olives one day. Watch. And everybody's like, what? So see how creamy and white this is? So we're ready. We're ready for I'm making some Frankenstein shakes over there with the olives thing. That's Frankenstein, like Franken drinks. We're not for Franken drinks. Franken drinks, no. All right, I'm ready. Boom. Coconut milk in my blender. All right. We spoke about, excuse me, my hand has coconut all over the place. We spoke about bee pollen before. So I'm going to add a little bit of bee pollen to this. Who else is joining us? Sister Kashia. I was reading all your messages and didn't even greet you. And greetings, Jason Rebel Waves. The messenger. Good, good. All right. Bee pollen. And I told you all, I like to reuse bottles. So this is an old reused bottle. I don't measure. You can measure a tablespoon. I'm just going to put some shakes. I have the holes on there so that way I can, control how much falls in. All right, so that's that. This drink, I like the blend of coconut with spices, so I include cinnamon. So you can do a teaspoon of cinnamon if you like. I like a lot of cinnamon. It has it almost tastes like green cake. I don't know why, but all the spices. I add nutmeg. You only need a pinch of nutmeg. You don't need a lot of nutmeg. If you have too much, you can hallucinate because nutmeg does that to you. Makes you see things. So I have my spices. Oh, the other spice before I add in the green, tonka bean. So can anybody tell me if have you ever heard of tonka bean before? Anyone? Tonka bean? No? All right. So tonka bean, I'll show you. Let me see if you can see it in my hand. This is a tonka bean. Tonka bean is, you can't use too much of it, but you can grate it. The black piece or the black shell comes off. You could take it off if you like. I grate it directly into whatever it is that I'm making, or I just snap off a really tiny piece or cut off a tiny piece and add it to the blender, which I'm going to do now. It's a great substitute for vanilla. So tonka bean can be used. If you know anyone who's from the Caribbean, you can ask them to send you some tonka bean. But I have vanilla bean, but I just recently found this last tonka bean from a batch that I had, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use it. So yes, it smells like vanilla. It smells exactly like vanilla. It's so rich. The smell is so rich. But you can't use a lot. So I just pinched off a piece and took the shell off. You take the shell off, peel it off, see what it looks like. And it's on the inside. So tonka bean, there you go. Boom, in there. Am I missing anything? I have my coconut milk. I'm going to add my greens. And I'm going to add a little water to this. If I had coconut water left over, I would add it to it, right? But I'm going to add some spirulina and then a piece of mango just to give it a little bit of sweetness. But you don't have to. I typically like it without it. Spirulina can be substituted with spinach if you don't like the heavy sea taste. But with all the minerals that are in spirulina, you may want to lean toward trying the spirulina. And if you add the spices in a right amount, you won't taste it. All right, you won't taste it at all. Sister Kashia says, love cinnamon. I like the hot herbs and spices. All right. Never heard of it, Brother Antonio? Yeah, tonka bean. It should be in your backyard. It should be in your backyard. All right. I like my spirulina drink strong. So I'm going to make this strong and then we're gone because it's 8:03. I'll be taking all this time. But now you know, don't use a drill to open your coconut. Don't do it. It's going to explode. All right. So I'm going to add a little bit of water. So again, all right, I'm going to mix it a little. You see, I have, can you all see? I have spirulina, the milk at the bottom. I put my spices in there and I put my bee pollen. And I'm going to add a little water to this. Just a little. And a piece of mango. All right, and I'm going to blend. And then we're going to enjoy. All right, so there's so many ways to make shakes and so on. I'll say this after. Let me just. Right. So now I have my dragon fruit, my pink dragon fruit shake, and I have my green shake, green machine, coconut milk as the base. Both are drinks are very creamy. They're not as thick. If you want them thicker, I mean, this is good consistency for me. If you want them thicker, you can. Someone said, I like to use moringa powder with spirulina. Not a fan of the sea tasting foods. Yeah, the spices do it. If you add the coconut and the spices, it gets rid of that green, that sea vegetable taste. All right. But that's an excellent combination with the moringa. Good levels of protein there mixed with the spirulina. What I wanted to do was taste, right? Beatboxing. Okay, I want to taste. I love the color. It's so rich, but this is an excellent beginner drink for breakfast, right? So, and children will love it, right? They'll love it once you add the spices and blend it properly. They're not going to know that, you're giving them Energizer Bunny meals, right? They'll be going and going and going and going. So I'm going to taste. The coconut is creamy. It's soft. Not soft, but it's very liquidy, right? Very smooth is what I meant, not soft. But it's very smooth. I could taste the coconut really strong. I could taste the creaminess as well. I don't taste the mango, interestingly, nor do I taste the spirulina. There isn't that overpowering sea vegetable taste. I can taste the spices, but I feel like I want a little bit more. So I might add a little bit more nutmeg to it. But I don't need any dates in this. I absolutely don't need any dates in this. A couple things. So I do use spirulina in drinks, right? And sometimes when I'm eating, I will make a spirulina guac, right? So, but we did dips and so on before, but a spirulina guac is basically you make a guac and you add spirulina. I mean, nothing compares to it. It's amazing. Or just, grab an avocado and mash it with some spirulina and make it creamy, and you have a great dip. So good. Here's the thing. I saw mention of a couple other sea vegetables. Some excellent for cleansing and liver cleansing and supporting kidney function and so on. For me, when I'm using bladder whack and some types of spirulina, because there's a type of spirulina I use that doesn't have a medicinal taste. When it comes to powders and other foods that have a medicinal taste, I tend to take them separately. So like bladder whack, Brother Antonio says, used to work at a smoothie place. I got good at hiding the sea taste of sea moss and bladder whack, but I kind of got accustomed to the taste. You have to tell me what that hookup is. Like, because I have not figured out how to hide bladder wax taste at all. I'm sorry. There's no hiding it. It's like, I'm here. You're not gonna deny me. Put my whole foot in here. Bladder wax is very strong, and so I tend to just drink it with water and take it in that form, or maybe take a veggie capsule, right, for bladder wax. I tend not to mix it. Spirulina is much easier to be absorbed when you make it in a drink, so I use it that way, right? Brother, and sea moss, when I make sea moss, because of the way I work with it and the other things that I soak it in, it does not have that sea vegetable taste at all. It doesn't taste like the sea, it doesn't taste salty. And you can make sweets with it. You can add it into, cakes and things like that. So yeah, there's a way to work with it so the sea moss doesn't come through. The sea vegetable taste doesn't come through. Brother Antonio says, trial and error. I wasn't paying for the ingredients, so I experimented. Yeah, that's that's good, but nobody could ever pay you for that time where you experiment and you create a recipe. Like creating recipes really takes time and effort, and also ingredients. And I think you can't pay someone for that constant delving into being creative and trying to be innovative with recipe blends and so on, because at the end of it, when you achieve your goal, it's kind of like people will pay for that, right? So sometimes you can't even pay for it because of the just the amount of time and effort that goes into it. Sea moss salad, good one. Before I end, I wanted to share one other thing, but before I do that, let me just try the pink one. I'll put the green one back. It was good. I love it. Let me see which one I'm gonna drink right now. The pink is very tart because the strawberries, of course, were not sweet. So, but it's also that coconut and the coconut water as well kind of has taken over. So I don't have a very strong strawberry flavor. So in this case, adding something like raspberries would help. And because I added some of the hibiscus decoction, hibiscus that I drew, that I made the decoction from, is very sour. So it has given it a very tart taste, but I like it. I like it a lot, but I'm going to drink the green tonight, and I'm going to cover this and leave it, and I will drink it in the dawning. All right. So those are the two blends and the combinations. If you want something thicker and creamier, add a piece of avocado in there. because I'm trying to move away from the fat just during my liquid fast, even though, you know, coconut has some amount of fat in it. You can use a piece of avocado to make it thicker, and it will also stretch your drink, and it will make it more satisfying. So if you have a lot of people to make morning breakfast drinks and shakes for, making sure that you add avocado in it, a half of avocado to the green shake would be you know, thicken it and make it stretch. But Antonio say very true. Or banana. Yes, banana. Banana. If you don't mind the sugar spike, all right, the blood sugar spike. If you don't mind the yeah, if you don't mind it, then, you know, in terms of the glycemic, the effect on your glycemic index, then, you know, in your blood, then that's fine. But banana really goes to the blood very quickly, and it can make you lethargic. So again, it depends on you know, what's going on with everyone. So, but banana is an excellent option. And as I said, I pulled peas and I wanted to use it, but I didn't. Sham the Joy says, great combo, Sister Maksha. Those mangoes could come in handy too. Yes, they could. They need to ripe a little bit more, and then we're going to do something. We're going to juice them. All right. I appreciate you all for showing up and just sharing your ideas, sharing your thoughts. That drill and coconut story was absolutely, I'm still laughing. It's one for the books. I will see you all on another Sovereign Sunday link up. Wellness is yours. Hold on to it. Try these drinks. They're absolutely delicious, but most importantly, packed with nutrients and filling, right? Very filling. Yeah. And if you do try them, tell us how you like them. Tag the Sovereign Eats on Instagram. Please go to the comment section below after the video ends and add something, right? Share the video with someone who you know can actually benefit from all of the additional variations that we're exploring on a Sunday, because they just, you know, they need it because they want to change, but they don't know how. Share our content with them. And like, of course, please, thank you, Sister Kashia. She's always like, hit the like button. You know, I could hear her singing it or saying it or chanting it. So thank you all again. Peace and power to you all. Wellness is yours. Hold on to it. And hold on to the machete too, real tight. If you're going to use it. Peace. Peace. So if you can hear me, let me know. I had a quick question. If you place your question in the comment section below, I'm gonna answer it, and I'm gonna give you an extra tip to help you with that if you want to use nuts. All right. Peace, you all. Enjoy the jazz to close out.